Greetings, and welcome to this virtual learning session on Microsoft OneNote from the 21st Century Learning Division. If you have any questions after viewing this session, please feel free to contact us through our website at wcsd21.com. In this webinar, you will learn about Microsoft OneNote and how it can be used by you and your students to build a collaborative learning environment that can be accessed from any computer and most mobile devices with an internet connection. There are 6 dimensions of 21st century learning as defined by the Washoe County School District. While Microsoft OneNote could be planned for use with any of the dimensions, this video will focus on the collaboration and knowledge construction dimensions. Students are collaborating when they work in pairs or groups to discuss an issue, solve a problem, and/or create a product. The collaboration dimension includes 4 major competencies. These are requirements for students to work in pairs and groups, providing students with opportunities for shared responsibility, requiring that students make substantive decisions together, and providing for work that can be interdependent. Students are constructing knowledge when they apply critical thinking to go beyond knowledge reproduction by generating ideas and understandings that are new to them. The knowledge construction dimension includes 4 major competencies. These are a requirement that students construct knowledge, that the knowledge construction becomes the primary purpose of a learning activity, application of constructed knowledge to a new context, and interdisciplinary learning. Microsoft OneNote is an online and collaborative notebook solution. One of the easiest ways to visualize OneNote is as a physical 3-ring binder. A binder is most often built for a specific purpose or course. For example, I might have a binder for science class, or a binder for all my work relating to my 5th grade PLC. Inside the binder, I might have tabs to organize various sections by topics, and pages of information within each section. A OneNote notebook works the same way. Let's try creating one to see how it works. There are many ways to access OneNote. One easy way is in your browser. Just visit the site portal.office.com. You will be prompted to log in with your school district account. Once you log in, you should see your waffle in the top left-hand corner of the screen. Clicking on the waffle will bring up the menu of available apps. OneNote is integrated with OneDrive. This means that all your notebooks will be stored in your OneDrive cloud storage. For more information on OneDrive and its other features, please see the OneDrive webinar from the Washoe County School District. To create a new notebook, though, we will first need to access OneDrive. Click on OneDrive in your waffle. In the navigation ribbon at the top of the screen, you will see a button that says New. Click this button to access the drop-down menu. Then, click on OneNote Notebook. Enter a name for your notebook and click on Create. This will automatically launch the web version of OneNote and open your new notebook for editing. As we mentioned before, OneNote is organized in much the same way as a traditional 3-ring binder. On the left side of the page, we can see the sections of the notebook. These are similar to the plastic tabs used in a physical binder. Let's add a few sections. Just click on the plus section at the top and enter a section name. We should probably also enter a title for the initial section, which by default will be called Untitled Section. To change a section name, just right-click on it and click on Rename. Then, type the new section name. You can have as many sections as you like, but it can be easy to get overloaded if you don't plan your notebook carefully. Remember that in physical binders, you usually have a specific purpose for each notebook. For example, high school students might keep separate binders for biology, history, and algebra. OneNote notebooks work best when they also have a specific purpose. This practice should also help keep your notebooks from getting out of control with too many sections and pages. Once you have some sections set up, you also need to add pages. These are just like pages in a physical notebook. At the top of the page, enter a title. Then, click where you would like to begin your notes and enter some text. You can make changes to the formatting of your notebook to help keep things organized too. The menu ribbon at the top of the screen has many familiar items in it, including File, Home, and Insert. Let's say I want to create a list in my To-Do section of the notebook. First, I click on that section. Then, I give the page a name. Next, I click on Home and Tag. There are many tags that can be applied to text in OneNote. I will select To Do. This will insert a clickable box. Now, I need to add some text to create a list of tasks. Each time I press Enter, OneNote will add a new task. As I complete tasks, I can check them off the list. Now, let's say I want to share this notebook with someone. I start out by clicking Share at the top right of my screen. If you have watched our webinar on OneDrive and sharing, this screen will look familiar. To share with someone else in the school district, I simply enter their name or email here. Enter a message to accompany the sharing link so your colleague will know what you are sharing, and set their rights. You can choose to give collaborators rights to edit or to view the notebook. Most of the time, you will want to leave this box checked to require a sign-in, so you can monitor who is viewing or working on your notebook. If you are sharing with someone outside the school district network, though, you might choose to uncheck the box. Finally, click on Share. Your colleague will receive an email with a link to the notebook and will be able to access it immediately. We can even work on the notebook at the same time. For more information about sharing, please see our webinar on OneDrive and sharing. Now, let's say we have closed this notebook and want to open it again. I'll close this browser window and open another. Again, we will visit the site portal.office.com. This time, though, we don't need to create a new notebook. So instead of going to OneDrive, we will just click on OneNote to get started. Note that there is also an option for Class Notebook. This OneNote product will be covered in a separate webinar. In OneNote, you should see these 4 tabs. The first is your Recent Notebooks tab. The other tabs are for your notebooks, notebooks that others have shared with you, and for class notebooks. The notebook you most recently worked on should appear at the top of your Recent section. Click it there to open it. Note that if you are looking for a notebook that you haven't opened in a while, you should find it in the My Notebooks section. Before we wrap up this webinar, I want to mention some of the other ways to access OneNote. On a computer, you can download the full version of the application. To do this, simply click on the Download OneNote button, located here. The full application includes some features and functions not available in the web version, so I suggest doing this. As an added benefit, you will actually get the full Office 2016 suite when you download OneNote. There are also apps for OneNote for iPhone, iPad, Android, and Mac computers. Because the notebooks are stored in your OneDrive, you can access and work on your notebooks from any of your devices, anywhere you have an internet connection. Additionally, you can use any device with a camera to scan documents or handouts to include in your notebook, so you don't need to worry about losing paper copies ever again. For more information on this, please see our webinar on Office Lens. We hope you have enjoyed this webinar on Microsoft OneDrive from the 21st Century Learning Division. If you should have any questions, please feel free to contact us through our website at wcsd21.com.